Hi everyone, welcome to Port Waves. I'm Edna Dominguez, HR Business Partner.
And I'm Rashana Fair, an HR Business Partner, and together, Edna and I will be your hosts.
As the year comes to an end, we would like to reflect on how much we have accomplished. We are so proud of all of the incredible contributions our teammates have made in 2023.
Special congratulations to the 35 recipients who will be recognized at the Service Awards during the winter orientation on December 5th. We hope to see you all there.
And we'd like to bid a fond farewell to a key member of the Port of Long Beach team. Our Human Resources Director, Sandy Witz, is retiring this month. She stopped by Port Waves for one final message and to tell us why working at the Port has been the highlight in a long career in human resources.
When I was first married, we quit our jobs and we traveled around the world for 14 months.
This was fun.
So I was glad I had the wisdom at the time to know that it would never be easy again to do something like that. Not that you can't, but I appreciate that I did that early in my career.
Can you tell us a little bit about where you visited during this time?
So we did a 14-month backpacking trip around the world.
Ooh.
And so we were all throughout Europe. We went as far north as Scandinavia and as far south as Greece and Turkey. Then we did a 21-day trek in Nepal through the Annapurna mountain range. We went up and summited a peak that was 18,000 feet. It was unguided. So a little fun fact about that was we were in the a hut the night before we were summiting, and it was mixed with Sherpas that were guiding people and unguided trekkers like ourselves, and they were handing out raw cloves of garlic. So on today's Port Waves, you will learn altitude sickness can be combated with raw garlic cloves. But after Nepal, we had 5 weeks in Thailand. We had 3 weeks in Bali and Lombok. We had 3 months in Australia, 4 months in New Zealand. We made a quick trip to Fiji, the Cook Islands.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, and a day in Honolulu and then home.
So you've been with the Port for 5 years now. How did you get your start into the HR field?
Ooh, great question, Edna. Thank you. Actually, I got my start in HR through an unconventional route, if you will. I was actually a budget analyst for the city of Anaheim, and that was a way for me to get my career started because, candidly, I don't love numbers or math, but it was a way to work with every department in the city, and I was working closely with our Human Resources Department, and I really loved all that they did for the city of Anaheim. So when there was an opportunity, they asked me to join their team, and that was my beginning, the beginning of my career as a human resource analyst at the time.
What motivated you to go into this field?
Well, I loved that HR is the heart of the organization. I loved the positive impact that it could have on an employee's experience. I love that it's a place where, done well, people can go to receive guidance. They can share confidential information. Mm-hmm. It's a way that you can affect change for not only the teammate, but for the organization as a whole. So I saw the impact and really the call to service, if you will, that really appealed to me because it involves our most important resource at the Port, our teammates.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. So has it been mostly public sector that you've been in?
Yes, so that was actually really purposeful. In college, I wasn't sure what to major in, and at the time, business administration seemed like, okay, I'll try it. But those classes were all impacted. So someone said, you love political science and political theory, why don't you do public administration? That's just the business of government. And that absolutely appealed to me because for me, I was always interested in local government, not state or federal, and I knew I wanted to serve at the local level. Mm-hmm. And Long Beach, I'm a Long Beach native, so Long Beach was my home, so I knew at some point I always wanted to come back and work for the city.
Yeah, and you've got such an important role here in our organization. You said that we're kind of the heart of the organization, but you as an HR director, you've got such an important role with managing to meet the needs of our teammates, also the organization. How do you balance all of that?
I would say that's still a work in progress, right? Mm-hmm. I love our motto of 24/7 because I think it captures the spirit of how we serve, But in reality, too, I also appreciate that our leadership is supportive of work-life blend and spending time with family and spending time with friends and actually just taking a break from work, to regenerate. And so if I will be my very honest self and say that I didn't master it, but I think at some points in time it comes with the territory and you find your little breaks in the day, right? I would encourage everyone to get outside and see some sunshine for a little bit, go for a walk with a teammate, go for a quick coffee or a little ice cream, something that's a nice treat that you can kind of quickly replenish yourself. And so little breaks throughout the day like that can be really helpful.
Absolutely. I really like that you mentioned that, the self-care aspect of it too, because I feel like sometimes we're just sitting at our desks and we don't really take the time to just go outside, take a nice walk.
Yeah.
How do you create that environment where our teammates can thrive and feel, welcomed when they come to work?
I think, honestly, it's doing our best to create, one, at our senior levels and throughout the organization to model what we believe is our culture of where people have a voice, where people can express opinions and have a managing up conversation with their leadership. I think it is creating programs and trainings that support development, professional development, so that people feel like they're being vested in, that they're being heard, that they're treated with mutual respect, that this feels like a family, if you will. And our end game, honestly, in HR for me is always creating a sense of belonging, so that no matter who you are or where you come from or what you think or what you believe, we are all one team and one port, striving for the same goal, which is operational excellence, supporting our environmental sustainability, and honestly our community outreach. I think those are really, really key contributions.
How do you think the port has differed from your other HR jobs that you've had?
I loved where I worked in the city of Anaheim, but what I have found at the port is I remain in awe of the talent that we have, honestly, in each of our divisions. These are subject matter experts, and I am impressed daily with the talent, with the drive, with the commitment, with the care. And I, again, am so proud to be part of an organization that feels like a family, even though we are an enterprise operation. And I know it sounds a little cliche perhaps, but I'm in awe of the talent that we have in our organization and the commitment to really providing exceptional service, whatever our industry is.
Looking back at your career, is there something you would have done differently, do you think, if you could change anything?
That's such a good question. I have to say I'm grateful that I wouldn't have changed much of anything, quite honestly, because even the experiences that I had not been exactly excited about when I started all have been pieces of knowledge and experience that I've gained or worked through that have ultimately, in looking back, have served me in one way or the other. Having gone through the experience has made me stronger as a key contributor, but also as a leader as well. So if you can follow and stay true to your own authentic self and your own passions and your own path, I think you can live without regret.
Welcome back to Port Waves. Thank you so much, Sandy, for your kind words. We wish you the very best in the next chapter of your life.
Now let's shift our focus to some events we have in December.
Join us on Wednesday, December 6th for Port Connect Distinguished Speaker Series. Join the conversation with Mike Munoz, LBCC President. He'll be here at the PAP from 12 o'clock to 1 p.m. If you're unable to attend in person, don't worry. You can also join us virtually.
Tisha Neal from Mission Square Retirement will be on site for individual appointments on Tuesday, December 12th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Be sure to RSVP promptly.
Cybersecurity threats are a constant danger facing businesses and government agencies all over the world, including here at the Port of Long Beach.
Fortunately, we have a dedicated team of professionals working around the clock to keep the port's networks safe and sound, but they can't do it all.
Maintaining the port's cyber defenses is a responsibility shared by everyone that is part of the port's team. And to remind us of that and to keep us on our toes, Information Management is holding its third annual phishing tournament.
Here to tell us what it's about and how it works is Luis Navarro from IAM.
Hi, Luis. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, Anna. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So on the topic of cybersecurity, everything is a little bit chaotic and it's a little scary at times. But can you tell us a little bit about what your team is doing in terms of the phishing tournament?
Basically, what we want you to do is we want you to put the hat of a hacker, right? And think of ways you can get your colleagues, your partners to get phished, either via email or by the phone, and see how they think or what it's interested to them, and also how you would frame an email or a text to get your colleagues to click on. And what we're looking for is somebody that can give us an idea of a different format and how they would engage the rest of the port teammates here so that we can be better prepared for future attacks.
Great. And what is one piece of advice you can tell our teammates that they can do on a day-to-day basis to just be alert on cybersecurity attacks?
The best thing that I can tell you is to use our motto: stop, think, connect. If you see an email that you're not expecting, or if you see a link that you weren't waiting for, or if it just looks suspicious, what they're asking you, stop. See if that's something that you had requested or you're expecting it from somebody. If it's not, don't respond. Or better yet, if you think that email is suspicious, send it to abuse@pob.com. We put it through our analyst applications out there. We can tell you for sure if it's a potential compromised email or not. And don't forget, it's no longer just emails anymore. You have attacks on your phone, on your cell phone, on your tablet, on your laptop, and even on your home PC. So all the information that you guys have seen on the news recently with some of our partners is very important to keep everybody aware.
Thank you so much, Luis, and thank you so much to all the work that your team does.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it, and thank you for this opportunity.
Now it's time for birthdays. For the month of December, we are wishing a happy birthday to Sashi Morali-Duran in finance,
Heather Tomley in executive,
Jeremy Groves in design,
Jason Rodriguez in design,
Greg Martin in maintenance,
Tung Nguyen in information management,
and Bill Linko in maintenance. Let's also welcome the newest additions of the Port family:
Jasmine Macias, administrative analyst in risk management,
Marianne Habal, GIS analyst in design,
Zanatul Zanat, environmental specialist, associate in environmental planning,
Gonzalo Cabello, equipment operator in maintenance,
Jake Shuckman, assistant director of maintenance,
Vanessa Marquez, administrative intern in human resources,
Jessica Rodriguez, civil engineering associate in construction management,
William Lanham, garage service attendant and executive,
Thomas Brown, garage service attendant and executive,
and last but not least, Sahala Depp, stock and receiving clerk in maintenance. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Port Waves. If you have ideas for future episodes or any feedback, please email us at traininganddevelopment@polb.com, and be sure to keep an eye out for Port Waves Episode 9 coming to you in January.
Port Waves is made possible by your hosts, Rashana Fair
And Edna Dominguez, and is produced by Chris Berry and Kevin Walker.